I mean, it could be Martha Stewart's Good Housekeeping spy network, right?
We don't know.
don't know.
That's the draw of this show. It's a mystery. Right. Hi, sir. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Phoebe.
Thank you for coming to this holiday episode of After Just One Episode. So, I like your Christmas sweater.
Thank you.
Very cute.
Yeah, pink flamingos are in.
Yeah. Do you like mine? I don't even know what's on mine.
It's a unicorn.
Oh, it's a Pegasus.
It's a Pegasus unicorn. So here's the thing about that one.
Yeah.
I always thought that those were separate creatures.
They are.
Pegasus and a unicorn.
I thought they were.
I thought so too. But I see these a lot where they're a unicorn with Pegasus wings. Or is it a Pegasus with a unicorn horn?
Maybe a Pegasus can have a horn or not. Because on My Little Pony, there's both kinds.
My Little Pony.
So what are we here to do today?
Oh, we're here to talk about, this is just one episode, after just one episode. So we're here to discuss with these people these different shows that we watched one episode of and let them know how we felt about it and whether we personally would watch more.
If we think it's worth your time.
Or if we think they should just cancel the show now and save a few bucks.
And we're going to tier rank as we go along so you can see what we like better than other things. So we have 8 shows to talk about. I think they're all new shows.
I believe so.
Okay, so Tim's going to kick us off.
I'm going to kick us off. And this one is a new show, but it's about an old show.
There you go.
So this show is on Paramount.
I think it's on Showtime, which you can access on Paramount.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, You're right. It did have Showtime vibes. This is called Dexter, or Original Sin.
I think.
This show it's the prequel to the Dexter series. This one goes back to when Dexter was about 20.
Yeah, he was
24,
in college, right?
Yeah, because he was just graduating college, so 22.
Oh, okay, sure.
22-ish. And so it covers his backstory. And
I mean, not all, for sure.
Well, yeah, no, because it starts at his college.
Right.
It doesn't go all the way back to...
Right, like his realizing that he has these... We found out a little bit more about his adopted father.
Yes.
But it's mostly about his adopted sister and him.
Yes.
And his father.
Yes.
And then like how he gets into the field of forensic science because he was going to be a doctor.
He was pre-med. Yeah, he was he was going to be a surgeon. But that didn't suit him. So
did you like this?
So I found it really interesting. And the Dexter series itself I enjoyed. But I was kind of like a roller coaster kind of. Some episodes were really good and some were really...
I don't think you finished it, right?
I did not. No. I did not.
Is this not the show that after we finished it you went like this?
Oh yeah, I was teasing you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Because I was like, oh, she's going to have loved this, and so I've got to bring her down a notch or 2 or 7.
It's also narrated by the original Dexter Morgan. I feel like the casting choices that they made were really good.
They were.
It has some big names. It has Sarah Michelle Gellar. It has Christian Slater. It has Patrick Dempsey.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another person. Christina Milian's going to be in it, although we haven't seen her yet. So...
Yeah, I really enjoyed the casting. And it's funny because like you look at these people and the casting they did and the way that they've dressed them up in the show, it aligns with them down the road. So
they did a good
you're
job.
like, oh, that when you see them, because you don't know who they are at first, but when you see them, you're like, oh wait. I remember that from the original ones.
If you're if you're a hardcore fan of the show when you watch it, it'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah, so
we have 8 shows. Where do you think for now you're going to put this? Near the top? Near the bottom?
I'm going to put this near the top.
Okay.
Near the top. I'm not exactly sure with this list how I want to rank them. But I might have to put this towards the top.
Okay. I think probably me too. All right. Next, we're going to talk about Black Doves on Netflix. We actually have 3 different Netflix shows to talk with you about. This is the one with Keira Knightley.
Yes.
This is the one where she's like leading a regular life. She's married to a man who's kind of high up in the British government, right? And she's a plant. She's a spy. We don't know who she's spying for, right?
It seemed like it was like.
It wasn't like a Russian thing.
Yeah, it wasn't like an agency per se.
Yeah.
It seemed like more of a like a billionaires type club.
That's what it seemed like?
It seemed like that to me because they were talking about how much money they had made off of her getting all this inside knowledge.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so I think it's something like that, but I don't know for sure.
So I think I liked this more than you. I was excited to see Keira Knightley back in something. Also, she already does fighting in the first episode, which I thought was enjoyable.
Do we want to talk about the fighting though?
Sure, if you want to.
Because I really this was not your typical spy-ish fighting.
Okay, because of...
This reminded me of do you remember back in the 007s when Daniel Craig took over the 007 series and he was just getting his butt kicked?
Oh, it felt like that to you?
It felt like that to me because she was able to defend herself.
Yeah.
But she at no point could get an upper hand.
Yeah.
And it took somebody else stepping in to save her.
So I think that's supposed to be make it a little bit more realistic. It's not oh my gosh, it's Jason Bourne.
No, I get that. But for me, when I see a spy movie, I'm okay, this spy had better be BA.
Well, we also don't know what organization it is.
Right.
It maybe isn't the top tier spy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it could be Martha Stewart's Good Housekeeping spy network, right?
We don't know. That's the draw of this show. It's a mystery.
Right.
There's also some
Snoop
intrigue.
and Martha have a plant in the British government, and it's Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of murders that happen at the beginning. One of the people that is murdered is her lover.
Yes.
But we don't know. It kind of seems like they were trying, they were in the know and they were using her, even though she thought it was just a totally serendipitous relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna watch some more. I'm gonna put this kind of near the top. I don't think he's going to.
I'm gonna go. Let's put this middle.
Okay.
Middle at best.
Yeah.
Fair to middling on this one.
All right. I remember when we finished, you were like, no.
Yeah, I was like.
Okay, so I'll probably end up watching this one by myself.
I think another thing that kind of deterred for me was I'm sorry, I know English is English, but they were speaking British English, and we didn't have subtitles on.
Oh.
And
that makes it more enjoyable for me.
Well, yes and no.
Just because we didn't have subtitles.
Well, I didn't understand everything they were saying.
Yeah.
And I'm I know this is going to sound really awful. I kind of felt like you. Because you're always doing stuff while we're watching shows, and then you're turning to me going, what'd he say? What'd he do? What was that? Where are we? What's the plot?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you were having a hard time following it.
I was having a hard time following it a bit. And, sorry, Keira, you're cute and all, but, cuteness is only...
It wasn't just her.
I know, but who else was in it?
She does kind of talk like this.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. And
all right.
So sorry.
We gotta move on.
You're doing this with a British accent. You're like, what are they glued together? Come on.
Baby, we got 6 more shows, so let's move on. What are you going to talk about next?
On the next episode of, let's talk about, you know what? I'm going to go with another one from Paramount. I'm going to go with Landman.
Oh, good.
So in Landman, it's a really interesting concept, precept.
Brought to you by
Taylor Sheridan,
the writer of
Yellowstone,
and
everything
Tulsa
else good.
King.
Yeah.
And I believe he directs this, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay.
Yes.
So what happens?
In this first episode, it's kind of it opens kind of crazy where, Billy Bob Thornton's sitting in his chair and he's zip tied to it with a hood over his head, and the drug cartel is like.
In fact, by the time we got to the end of the episode, I forgot that even happened.
Really?
Because the rest of the episode, he's just kind of just doing a normal life thing. You forget that in the very beginning, he looks like he's about to die.
Yeah. It looks like he's about to die, and then he does this deal with the drug dealers so that they lease the land.
Is that, were they drug dealers?
Yes.
I didn't think that they were.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Billy Bob Thornton is in charge of making sure that the oil magnates or whatever have access to the land that they're making their money off of.
Exactly.
So he has to go broker deals and like make sure people are happy.
And so it was a really interesting look. You had a couple of different aspects they were looking at it from. The actual oil drillers. What do they call riggers? Is that what they're called? Riggers?
Sure.
The oil riggers?
Sure. I remember they were all working at the patch. That was one of the things I picked up.
Yeah, I think that's what they're termed as oil riggers.
Okay.
So you have the actual, the guys out there working on the oil rigs, and then you have like the business aspect of it with Billy Bob Thornton trying to take care of all the crazy, mishaps and backstories, and then you also have the human side of it, where Billy Bob Thornton is a father who's been divorced, and who was his wife? Who played his wife?
Ali Larder from Heroes.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he has two basically almost adult children, and so you're getting to see his interaction with the two kids too on that side.
Yes.
So
and this one for me there was a bit of fun to it, a little bit of action. There was a little bit of drama. For me, this was another one of Taylor Sheridan's hits. I can't remember one that I haven't liked of his.
Well, did he actually do the one about the Rangers in Texas, the 6'9" whatever people?
The Quad Six.
Did he ever start that show?
I believe it's coming out.
We just watched like a little where they put it on the Yellowstone. See, I wasn't interested in that at all.
So, okay, I will give you that. The Yellowstone I was, the spin-off I wasn't.
Okay.
So
for me, also there's a big thing that happens at the end of this episode. But for me, this is going in the middle. Sorry, I just don't want another show about rich white men.
If I could have a show named after me as a rich white man, boom, we're on it, baby.
My nose is freezing.
I know, mine too. I'm like, we're like.
We've got our Christmas sweaters on, but we're freezing cold.
Ice cold.
Okay, so where are you going to put it?
I'm going to put this definitely above
Black
Doves, but I think below
Dexter.
Okay,
I got you.
I think so.
All right, we're going to talk about the Holiday Recipe Rumble on Hulu. We decided to put a little something Christmassy in here. So this is a quick 30-minute cooking show if you're into that. The host is Buddy something from the Cake Boss.
Oh, yeah, Buddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And basically he has these two families, and they're going to battle to make like this family recipe. And I don't know. Did I fall asleep? I don't remember who judged them. Who judged these? Was it his wife?
Yeah, it was Buddy, his wife, and Christian Petroni.
Oh, that's right. We were like, oh, this is very Italian.
Yes.
Because he was talking about his Italian roots, and Buddy was. Okay, that's right.
Yes.
So they had to nominate one person from the team to be the cook for that episode. And I thought, I wonder if that means the next episode they have to pick a different person.
Right.
However, I will not be watching the next episode. I did not enjoy this show.
Ooh.
What? Is it your favorite one?
No, actually, I was thinking, what's Heidi's son's name?
Leland.
Leland's. Yeah, I'm with Leland on this one.
Lee, we're like. Sorry, Buddy the Elf, but
Ugh.
I want TOC to come back. I mean, unless you can be better than TOC, I'm like, eh.
You know what though? TOC is like the gold standard, I think. You know,
Top Chef for me and TOC.
Yeah.
But we were like, this is something kind of holiday-ish, but I think I would rather watch like a baking holiday
Brett
thing.
Williamson did a couple of different shows too.
I don't know who that is.
Isn't there a name?
Oh, Brooke.
Brooke.
Oh, I thought you said Brett. Okay.
I did.
She has some holiday shows?
No, they're just cooking shows.
Okay.
But I enjoy hers sometimes too.
Yeah.
But I've noticed there's a trend where they're all coming out with shows and stuff like that. And,
Because there's not enough content, as you know.
Yeah, not enough.
So this is going in number 8 for me.
Finally we match.
Okay, your turn.
So for the next one I'm going to pick is from Netflix. And this one was kind of fun, and it was interesting, and it was a little quirky. It was No Good Deeds. And in the beginning of this, it's kind of odd because it's like somebody's trying to sell a house, and you have all these people wandering through the house. And Ray Romano and I can never remember her name. I always want to call her Lisa Kudrow. I always want to call her Phoebe. I wonder why.
They're the main characters.
They're the main characters. They're sitting in this
son's
room.
bedroom.
Yeah, they're in this room, and they're watching people as they go through the house.
Yeah, through their cams, through their security system.
Like the whole beginning of the show, I'm thinking, like, are they scamming people, or what's going on?
To me, it felt more like Beetlejuice. That's what it felt like. Like two people watching people in their house.
Yeah, that's.
But it wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was much more simple than that.
Yeah, they were just hiding out, watching everybody's live reactions to their house.
Yeah, and so as it goes on, the story develops a little bit more. With Dennis Leary shows up and.
Okay, yeah, so he presents like the mystery.
Yes.
He's been in jail, and Ray Romano's like nervous that he showed up.
Right, and he demands money from him. And it sends the two of them into a panic, with good reason.
Yeah, and so we won't give too much away because there is a secret.
Yeah.
However, by the end of the first episode, we still don't really know what.
Yeah, you don't
mystery
you
really is.
really don't know what the mystery
But
is.
we're introduced to like 4 different families that are thinking about buying this house.
Yes.
Lisa Kudrow doesn't even want to sell the house.
Yes.
And then we're introduced to 2 other celebrities that are in the show. I'm about to sneeze. You tell them who they are.
I don't know who they are.
So Luke Wilson is playing like a movie star.
Luke Wilson.
And then his wife or girlfriend that he's trying to buy the house for, she's played by Linda something.
No idea.
She's from Dead to Me. So I think for me, that was the main reason I wanted to watch the show, is because they had some big names in here.
Yeah.
And I am intrigued enough to watch another episode.
I am too. I would say, for me, I would put this. I'm going to slot this as 3.
Okay.
3, and I would definitely watch more of it.
Okay.
If there were like multiple 2 slots, I would do that.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna put it somewhere in 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna pick right now while I'm making the tier. But I like this one.
So that's how my tier goes too. Like 1, 2, 3 is kind of filled up with the Landman and Dexter. So
yeah,
and they're all kind of interchangeable. They could none of them were like a clear grab me to the point where I'm like binge watch now.
Okay.
But I would watch all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I'm going to talk about Love Undercover on Peacock.
Oh, yes.
Are you joking?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he doesn't remember. So this was a reality show. Mm-hmm. The premise is there are these wealthy men. There are these 5 wealthy men.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And they're going to date American women, and these guys are all international, and they all happen to be famous soccer stars.
Yes.
But a lot of American women don't know soccer stars because our country is more about football. I mean, we do play soccer and baseball and basketball and all these other things, but we don't the majority of us know a ton of soccer players except like Messi. So these women, they come in to date and they don't recognize them by their faces.
Right.
One is maybe a little sus.
And they give them all like these backstories. They give them different names, different like occupations. And
so Tim was like, are they catfishing them? And at first I was like, no, but then that's actually what they are.
Yeah, they are catfishing them. They're luring them in, trying to get these women to fall in love with these men. But the problem I had with this, if you remember, was the women they brought in were all, I don't want to say gold diggers, but they're very much not willing to even look at men that are below their station.
Well, that's how a lot of people date, though. Like, if you're used to a certain lifestyle, that's what you're looking for when you're dating.
Right. But, I mean...
What Tim's trying to say is they all seemed a little bit shallow.
Yes,
except for Tina. I really like Tina. But, to be real, like, they would end up being married or dating a very famous soccer star, so they'd have to deal with paparazzi. Like, I think it's actually good that they're all kind of been in that lifestyle already.
I'm not disagreeing with that. My thought, though, is they've picked women who are all even clearly stating that they will not date
somebody who makes less than blah blah blah.
Right, like a construction worker or and one of the guys, they had him set up as some sort of construction thing, and he demoted himself to construction worker. And she's like, I'm not going to date a construction worker. He can't keep up with me.
The premise is they want to date women who don't know they're wealthy because they want a woman to not be lying to them and be like, oh, I'm so into you, but not really.
So it's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast kind of deal.
It's like Joe Millionaire, if you watch that. It's very similar vibes to that. So
except
I thought
there's 5 men and
5 women.
There's 5 women?
Yeah.
Is it just 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought it was cute. It wasn't compelling enough to make me be like, I need to watch more of this. But
I have to say,
if I had nothing else to watch, I'd watch another episode.
I have to say, the men I thought were fun.
They're funny, yeah.
I enjoyed the interactions between them.
Yeah.
The women were pretty.
Yeah.
They were very beautiful.
Well,
but they are
really
so
nice.
full of themselves. Most of them are so full of themselves.
Yeah, well.
They're the, oh my goodness, I have 20,000 Instagram followers. How's he going to keep up with me?
That one girl.
If he's only got 1,000 followers, right? And I'm like, sorry, that's nothing. That's not the basis of anything. Yeah. I personally have 0 followers.
It's funny to the audience though, because they keep showing like clips of like these famous men and the things that they do, and the women on the side being like, oh,
yeah,
I can't date somebody like that.
Yeah, I can't date somebody with only 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
And they show his actual account, and it was 1.1 million followers.
Yeah, 2.1 million.
Yeah, it was like crazy.
So anyway, if that sounds intriguing to you, plus you get to listen to a lot of beautiful accents. Oh, and they show in the show, if the women decide to date the men, then they're going to follow the creme crew is going to follow them back to the UK or wherever it is they're living. So you're actually going to get some international footage as well, which is appealing to me.
Yeah.
So.
No, so as far as your, Love is Blind type deals, this one's more intriguing to me.
Than Love is Blind?
Than Love is Blind.
Oh, why?
Just because it is like people who are really trying to find love.
These guys?
I think these guys are.
I don't think so.
I think they are.
I think they're just trying to be on TV in their off season.
Maybe.
There might be one of them that really actually wants to find love.
I don't know. But it just, it seemed a little more real to me than...
Okay. So I thought what you were going to say is the main drawback of this show is you feel like none of these couples are actually going to work, so what's the point?
I don't. I don't think any of them will. There might be one that works out, but I doubt even that works.
For me, though, the production was, I think it was good enough that it made me intrigued to watch a little bit more.
I would watch more. However, stating that, I've got to slot this at 5 or 6.
Yeah, this will be like a 6 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I said. If I had nothing else to watch, I would watch this. I didn't hate it.
This would be above Buddy's holiday scare-a-thon. And what was the other one that we watched?
Black Doves.
Black Doves, yeah.
That was way low for you.
Yeah.
Tim's going to go ahead and talk about The Day of the Jackal. And this was on Peacock.
Peacock, yes. So Peacock is this movie or show
like spy show or assassin?
It's an assassin's show. And I need to research this one a little bit more because when I saw the preview for this, it reminded me of a movie.
Well, there is a movie called this.
Yes.
So it must be based off of that?
I believe it's based off of it because in that movie, he's an assassin as well.
Well, doesn't Bruce Willis play somebody in a movie just called The Jackal? I think he wears a lot of different disguises and stuff.
Could be.
But also there's a movie just called The Day of the Jackal.
Yeah.
Okay, and you tell us about this and I'm going to look that up.
So basically in this one, there's this guy...
Eddie Redmayne.
And like in the very beginning, he's like setting up to snipe somebody. And it's really kind of cool because his...
1973, they hire an assassin named Jackal to kill President Charles de Gaulle. So, yeah, it sounds like if you're watching a show about the Jackal, it's going to be an assassin that wears disguises.
Yes. In fact, I believe the Jackal with Bruce Willis was also based on the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So, with this one, he's an assassin. It's kind of cool because the way he carried his gun, it was a very, very interesting, and you're like, huh, I'll bet that got through TSA, right? And,
so he's trying to assassinate somebody important, and the way he goes about it is really interesting.
It really was.
And there's a lot of build-up
Very
to that
much
point,
so.
right?
Very much so.
Was that the whole episode?
No.
It was like the build-up to the whole first assassination?
No, and then after that he escapes, and it was really kind of cool the way he escapes because it's real like nonchalant. It's
because he's like he's a pro.
He is. He makes Jason Bourne look like newborn.
Because there was no hand-to-hand combat, right?
Right. There was none of that. But like everything he did was like smooth. It was calculated. It was well thought out. It was well planned. It was well orchestrated. It had a flow to it.
What was that movie we watched recently with Michael Fassbender? Where he was like staking out to snipe somebody in a hotel room or something. Remember that? And he like doesn't talk the whole movie? Yes. So this had vibes of that, but I preferred this.
I did too.
Okay.
Yeah, because that movie it drove me crazy. I'm like, will somebody say something?
I think it's better, like, if you're going to do something like that, splice it up into hour segments like this. Because sitting through that movie was like, at times. Yeah. So anyway, this one's not in your top 3, but...
It's not in the top 3. I would probably throw it at 4 or 5 range. Yeah.
I'm going to decide as I'm putting up the 2.
Yeah, that's probably best. Yeah. I probably need to sit down with a piece of paper and chalk this one out.
Yeah, I'll have you do that right
because this one's a tough... This is a tough month because
we have a bunch of the same kind of thing, actually.
Well, not only that, but they were all kind of like, depending on the month, I would put a lot of these more towards the middle or lower end of the bar. But like, because they're by themselves, they're a little higher and they're a little harder to judge because they're more... they're
we
closer
didn't have
together.
any like great comedies this month.
No, we didn't.
I mean, The Good Deed was supposed to be a dark comedy. I don't really remember anything funny. Like nothing that was like
No, it was a little darker, but I wouldn't go comedy yet. Now,
Yeah.
with Ray Romano in it, it has to get comedy at some point. And Smelly Cat, I mean, Smelly Cat's got to come in at some point, right?
Or Smelly Cat.
Smelly Cat.
Okay, the 8th and final one we watched is called The Madness. It is on Netflix.
Yes.
And there's this gentleman. He works for CNN. He goes home to his like vacation rental in the Poconos and happens upon a murder. And it's gruesome and horrible. And he was not prepared for encountering it. So when that happens, someone gets the upper hand on him. Plus, he's like starting to be framed for the murder of this person. And it's really not good. It's not looking good for this guy.
Right.
And the people, like, it almost seems like every step he turns, it's like, okay, this is going really badly. Like, how could this get worse? And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So,
as far as like if I was to relate this to a movie, it just kind of popped in my head. I was thinking about the Pelican Brief.
Pelican Brief.
That was the one.
Yeah.
With the John Grisham, where like everything just seemed to be piling against him the whole time.
Yeah.
It kind of had that feel.
And like
too.
kind of on the run too.
Yeah, on the run. It kind of had that feel.
Yeah. The one that we watched recently, Something Ridge, where there was the man and there was the corrupt cops in the town.
Yes.
It kind of felt like that, but that was a movie. So if you just want it to be like, you know, a 2-hour sit down, watch that one. I don't know that one wasn't necessarily white supremacist, but this one is.
This one is. This one is.
So, anyway.
It's white supremacist with a twist, though.
Well, we shan't say more.
We shan't say the twist.
Yeah. So anyway, this one's kind of middle for me because I didn't like the acting in this one as much as some of the others.
Yeah.
So, but I did think it was good, but for me it just didn't grab me as some of the other actors.
Yeah, this one to me would slot between a 4 and a 6.
Yeah.
I think I have 6 left.
You're like, this is a 6. This is a 6.
This is a 6.
Everything's a 6.
It right now, like, if you were to turn it on, I would probably watch it.
Yeah.
But I might play WoW while I'm watching it.
But if I turned Love Undercover on,
I would probably sit down with you.
Yeah, okay, so you like that one better than
I did. I found I found the interactions between the guys a lot more fun on that one.
Yeah.
And it's just on the madness, I'm like, not catching
like,
me.
stakes are high.
And
there was some action parts. And
yes, and there was some good action parts, and the actor, the main character, was really good.
Yeah.
It was just, it didn't catch me. You know, I was just meh.
We watched a lot of TV for you.
Yes.
So that rounds out all 8 that we watched in the second half of November to the first half of December. And hopefully that helps you decide if you're just like, there's too much TV. I don't know what to watch right now. Hopefully we crossed a couple of things off your list.
And there's so much coming up. Like, Reacher Season 3 is coming out.
Trader Season 3.
Trader Season 3 is coming up in January, yes.
We're very excited.
Yes. And I have so much spare time to watch more TVs.
Yeah. And I did finish The Perfect Couple. I actually enjoyed it. It took me a little bit to get into it, but I did like that show. And we've been watching Shrinking. We like that show.
Yes.
But I think that's the only thing that we were
Shrinking?
watching more of.
Yeah, it is Shrinking. I keep wanting to say Shrinkage.
It's really not it.
I know. What's the one with Ted Danson?
We didn't watch any more of that. The Inside Man.
I know. I'd like to watch some more of that.
Would you? Okay, so I guess that
so.
one's kind of a 6 for me because I'm kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
I mean, for me, it's like a 4-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna be it for today.
I'm surprised we didn't do like these are our favorite shows of the year.
Well, it's not the end of the year yet.
It's pretty darn close,
Well,
we love.
now you just gave me a good idea for the next video.
Yes.
All right, friends. Well, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us, and we will see you next time.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. Happy holidays. Okay. Bye.
Bye.